your life.
Thank you, Ashramada Prabhu, for setting up this. We'll
Mhm.
we'll begin with some small prayers to Radha Madhav, and then um, we will do invocation Mangalacharan prayers. Then we'll look at some Boyhood pastimes of Krishna and his friends today. Thank you for joining. जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी गोपी जन वल्लभा गिरिवरधारी यशोदनंदन व्रज जन रंजन यमुना तीरावनचारी जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी गोपी जन वल्लभा गिरिवरधारी यशोदनंदन व्रज जन रंजन यमुना तीरावनचारी जय राधा माधवा कुंज बिहारी गोपी जन वल्लभा गिरिवर धारी यशोदनंदन व्रज जन रंजन मुन तीरावनचारी Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Jayo Prabhupada, Jayo Prabhupada, Prabhupada, Jayo Prabhupada, Jayo Prabhupada, 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 Jayo Prabhupada. हरिनाम संकीर्तन की जय ग्रंथ साहिब श्रीमद् भागवतम की जय. Let's recite Mangalacharan prayers now. ॐ अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः. श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूप कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकं. वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरो श्रीयुतपदकमलं श्रीगुरून् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातां सहगण रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधा कृष्णपादान् सगण ललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च. हे कृष्ण करुणा सिंधो दीनबंधो जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिका कांत राधा कांत नमोस्तुते. तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये. वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः. नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामिनिति नामिने. नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे. श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद. हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे. So today we will be reading from the 10th canto of Srimad Bhagavatam, chapter 12. This is the chapter where Krishna kills the demon Aghasura. So we'll be starting to read the beginning of the chapter. I'm not sure how much time we'll have to complete the whole thing, but we'll start this chapter. So this chapter is special because this chapter happens, the pastime described in this chapter happens in the autumn season. So now we have the autumn season starting from September to November. We are going through, and Krishna also performed this pastime in the autumn season. So that's special for us as we are going through this season. And this chapter is also the beginning of Krishna's boyhood pastimes. So Krishna has three phases of pastimes. The first one is childhood pastimes or Kaumara. And then the second phase of pastimes is Pauganda or boyhood. So from child, he is transitioning to become a boy. And then later you have the pastimes of Kaishora or youth. So you have from birth to the age of 5, it is called uh, Kaumara. And then 5 to 10 is called Pauganda. And 11 to 16 is called Kaishora. This is the usual thing, but Krishna ages little fast to achieve multiple pastimes. We're not going to look at that detail here. So anyways, so Krishna performs three different pastimes. Again, he does not go beyond his form of Kaishora. He's always youthful, eternal, the pinnacle of youthfulness. He stops there and he continues in that form till he disappears from this world. So he continues performs pastimes for 125 years in this world, and throughout that, he is having that Kaishora form. It's very youthful and beautiful, and he doesn't age, not like us, getting gray hairs or having wrinkled skins as we age. Krishna is not like that. Krishna stays eternally young because he is God. Krishna, he gives beauty to the world. There is no beauty existing in the world. Krishna gives the beauty to the world. So beauty comes from him. So he himself is beauty personified. Having said that, these are the chapters in 10th canto of Srimad Bhagavatam. So we have the birth of Krishna described from chapter 3. So from there to chapter 11, Krishna's Balya Leela, or childhood pastimes, are mentioned. And then chapter 12, 13, and 14, we have Krishna's boyhood pastimes. And from chapter 15 onwards, we have Krishna's Kaishora pastimes. And the pastimes of Krishna in Vrindavan are described until the chapter 40. So, first 40 chapters describe Krishna's pastimes in Vrindavan. Then next chapters describe his pastimes in Mathura and Dwaraka and other places. Now, this is the killing of the demon Aghasura. We'll look into the first verse. Let me actually make it bigger. Shri Shuka Vacha क्वचिद् वनाशाय मनोदधत् व्रजात् प्रातः समुत्थाय वयस्य वत्सपान् प्रबोधयन् शृङ्गरवेण चारुणा विनिर्गतो वत्सपुरःसरो हरि क्वचित् वनाशाय मनोदधत् व्रजात् प्रातः समुत्थाय वयस्य वत्सपान् प्रबोधयन् शृङ्गरवेण चारुणा विनिर्गतो वत्सपुरःसरो हरिः. Translation: Shukadeva Goswami continued, O king, one day Krishna decided to take his breakfast as a picnic in the forest. Having risen early in the morning, he blew his bugle made of horn and woke all the cowherd boys and calves with its beautiful sound. Then Krishna and the boys, keeping their respective groups of calves before them, proceeded from Rajabhumi to the forest. So here in the verse, if you look at it, it says Kvachit, once upon a time. So this specifically is mentioning that one day in the autumn season, when he was transitioning from childhood to boyhood. That's what we were discussing previously. So until previous chapter, Krishna's childhood pastimes were mentioned. Now from here onwards, Kvachit is when he's turning to a boy, this pastime is starting. That is that day, that particular day. So what happened? What did he do? Vanashaya mano dhadat vrajat. Vana ashaya. You see this? Vana ashaya. Vana is the forest. Ashaya means to eat in the forest. So to have picnic with friends in the forest. So this is the first time Krishna is having that desire. It says mano dhadat, that he made up his mind for going to the forest and having picnic. So previously, he did not do that. He used to sit at home and take his breakfast and then go to the forest in the morning along with the friends to herd the cows, and then he'll come back in the evening. That is what he was doing. Now, this is the first time where he wants to even take the breakfast in the forest with the cowherd friends. So he had made up his mind in the previous night itself. Our acharyas say that he even informed all the boys, be ready in the morning, that we need to go for go to the forest and we want to have a nice picnic out there. And here it is mentioned he made up his mind, manaha, manaha dadat, that he made up his mind. So the question will come, oh, does that mean that Krishna also has a separate mind? Like we have a separate body. We have this body. Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, this body is not us. We are soul beyond this body. We are the soul living in this body. The body is like a dress. It's a covering. It's a tool for us to interact in this world. But we are not this body. When the body is destroyed, we continue to exist. This is the first instruction Krishna gives in the second chapter of Bhagavad Gita. So, this is a gross body. So, beyond the gross body, we also have a subtle body. The subtle body is made of mind, intelligence, and ego. Mind is where our thinking process happens. Intelligence is our determining what is correct and what is wrong. It determines which object is what it is when we are looking at things. Oh, this is laptop. Uh, this is phone. This is car. Like that, it detects. That is the process of that is the function of buddhi or mind or intelligence. Then you have ahankara. Ahankara is what makes us think we are this body. If ahankara is not there, we would clearly see I am the soul and this body is something separate. It's a covering, just like the dress. No, I know this dress is not me. But what makes me to think this body is me? That is ahankara. That ahankara is only binding us in this material world. Why? So that we can enjoy this body nicely. If we think that we are separate from the body, we won't be able to enjoy. Because we have a desire to enjoy this world, Krishna has provided that facility. So we just called the subtle body. So we have the gross body, then we have the subtle body. Then Atma, we are behind it. We have two dresses, the gross body and the subtle body. Subtle body contains mind. So when it said that Krishna made up his mind, oh, does that mean Krishna also have a gross body? Krishna also have a subtle body, and Krishna also has Atma? No, that is not the case. For Krishna, gross body, subtle body, his own personality, everything is the same. For us, it is not the same. Our gross body is different from Atma. But for Krishna, the Atma and the body are one and the same thing. He does not have this categorized separation. There is Atma, there is a body. He is one and the same person. But why it said that then Manodatat? This is just following the regular convention that we use in this world. Well, Krishna made up his mind. Doesn't mean that the mind exists separately. It is just that a way to describe that, oh, he actually desired. The meaning is that he desired to eat in the forest along with his friend. So when he decided that he wants to eat in the forest, what did he do? He actually woke up very early in the morning. Pratha Samuthaya. After waking up very early in the morning, he first regular things. When you wake up in the morning, what do? You wash your face, we take out the old clothes and you wear new clothes, and then do other things, and then you go out. So similarly, Krishna was also going out. Before that, he took out his night garments, then he actually washed his face, and then he was putting on new ornaments and clean cloths, and then he went outside. The point here is that he himself woke up. It's actually a wonder. First of all, he made his mind. This is the first time he is desiring. That itself is a wonder. But then, without the parents coming and waking him up, he himself woke up. This shows that he is progressing from childhood to boyhood. He woke up himself. That's even wonder. Then what did he do? Vayasya Vatsapan Prabodhayan. Vayasya means same age friend. That is his Gopa friends. Who are Vatsapa. Vatsa means cow. Pa means protector. There is cowherds. So cowherds who are of the same age. That is his Gopa friends. He woke them up. Prabodhayan. So how did he woke up? Shringaravena charuna. Shringa means the the horn which you blow. So the Brajavasis, especially the boys, they used to hold this horn to blow loudly, and they also have flute as well. Not just Krishna only has flute. All the boys have flutes in Rajavas, in Vrindavan, who are the associates of Krishna. We are talking about the spiritual Vrindavan, right? So in this Vrindavan, you would also see people are roaming around here. I'm not talking about them. I'm talking about those who are associates of the Lord, who are friends of the Lord. So he took this beautiful, he made a beautiful sound of it. Krishna is blowing. From Krishna's breath, the Vedas come out. And the Vedas are beautifully sung, especially the Sama Veda. If you listen to it, it is very beautifully recited. And Krishna, that is why he says in Bhagavad Gita that I am the Sama Veda among the Vedas. Anyways, the Vedas are beautifully recited. And that came from the breath of the Lord. Now, from the same breath, he's also blowing this beautiful sound, just like he plays the flute. It's very, very beautiful. With that beautiful sound, he's attracting these boys. That is why he's also called Hari. Hari means attractor, one who attracts everyone, or one who steals away the hearts of others. Hari literally means stealing. So he is stealing away the hearts of his friends by this beautiful sound he is playing. Then, this is even a greater wonder. So first we saw that wonder was first Krishna himself made up his mind that he wants to eat in the forest. Then after that, Krishna woke up himself without the parents waking him up first time. Then now he played a beautiful sound, waking up all his friends. And then what did he do? He went from Vraja to the forest. Vinirgataha, Vinirgataha. Nirgata means is going. Vinirgata means is going in a special way. What does it special way means? Later it will be described that actually Balram was not coming on this day. So usually Krishna goes out to the forest with Balram and all the Gopa friends. Now this day, he didn't go with Balram. He went alone with all the other boys. Why Balram did not go? Our acharyas say that Balram had to stay back because there was some horoscope remedy that Mother Rohini has to perform for Balram. It has to do something with his birth star. So he had to stay back to perform those rituals. So because Balram has to perform the rituals, Krishna went alone with all the boys. Though Krishna was expecting that Balram would come because he wanted to go to the forest. Now, by mentioning this, that the Vanashaya Manodhata, that he had made up his mind to go to the forest to eat breakfast there. That is his primary desire. Not that he wants to go to the forest to liberate Agasura. Liberating Agasura is a incidental thing that happened. But Krishna's main desire is he wants to go to the forest and sit and eat food along with his friends. That sweet exchange, the rasa between him and his devotees. That is the most important exchange that happens between Krishna and his devotees. So, and that's what gives pleasure to both Krishna and his devotees. So in prema, how everyone feels blissful. 1 second, sorry. Yeah. So, what does bhakti mean? Bhakti is that we try to develop a relationship with Krishna. Bhakti is a process through which we develop a relationship with Krishna. So we do sadhana bhakti today. Every day we chant his holy names. We go to the temple, we look at the deities, we worship the deities, we do services in the temple. All these activities are to develop relationship with Krishna. For us to have that deep relationship with Krishna. And when that deep relationship is created in the advanced stage, which is called prema, what happens? We are going to have the emotional exchanges with the Lord. What is the purpose of a relationship? In a relationship, we do emotional exchanges. I have my son. I have emotional exchange with my son. I have my mother. I have my emotional exchange with her. And I have my wife. I have an emotional exchange with her. So similarly, here also, when we develop a relationship with the Lord, we have emotional exchanges with the Lord. And for that, you need a place first to stay, and you have to perform different activities for that emotions to come up. For example, if you see a movie, um, you would see that different scenes happen, and in different scenes, the emotions between the characters in a specific relationship are explored. For their emotions to be explored, what has to happen? Activities have to happen. So, similarly, in the spiritual world, the activities or the leelas are only there to enhance these emotional exchanges between Krishna and his devotees. Through that emotional exchange, both Krishna and the devotees feel pleasure. That is the prema. The prema is increasing more and more by these exchanges continuously going on. That is the primary motive for Krishna to go to the forest. Incidentally, he kills the demons. Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, the famous verse in the 4th chapter, um, um, let's open the 4th chapter actually. Yeah. Here he says, Krishna, Paritranaya sadhunam vinashaya cha dushkrutam dharma samsthapanarthaya sambhavami yuge yuge. So he says to deliver the pious and to annihilate the miscreants, as well as to re-establish the principles of religion, I myself appear millennium after millennium. The Paritranaya sadhunam, that is the first word that is put. Vinashaya shayata duskrutam, that is the dushkrut or the miscreants. To kill them or to destroy them, that is not the primary goal, though he comes for that. But that's just a secondary goal, that's an incidental goal. But primary goal is Paritranaya Sadhunam, to protect his devotees. How he protects his devotees? By having this prema. Huh? He doesn't let them go again into the material world. He brings into his this sweet circle of prema, sweet circle of relationship, and uh, he continues to exchange those emotions. So the first reason Krishna appears, the primary reason that Krishna appears in this world, is to uh, have loving relationship with his devotees. Similarly, when he performs different pastimes, the main motive of that pastime is he wants to have emotional exchange with his devotees, and then incidentally, the demons also get killed. Because if Krishna has to appear for killing the demons, it is actually very easy for him. He has to just think, and some nerve or some heart of the demon, it will just stop working. That's all. Many times we see that people are, going and enjoying their life normally, and then suddenly one day he is not waking up from the bed. He is just dead, because some internal organ is not working properly. So Krishna can just do the same thing with the demons as well. He doesn't have to appear in this world and then kill them. But the main reason he is appearing in this world is to have relationship with his devotees. So similarly, in this chapter also, Krishna goes to the forest for enjoying the picnic pastime with his Gopa friends. Now, in some sampradaya, these 3 chapters, 12th, 13th, and 14th, are not accepted as present in Bhagavatam, especially the Madhva Sampradaya. The reason is that though it is not mentioned explicitly by them, the reason is that Brahma Brahma is put into a little bit lower position where Brahma makes a mistake against Krishna and then he rectifies that mistake. And Brahmaji is the Sampradaya head of that Madhva Sampradaya. So they don't acknowledge these three chapters existing in Bhagavatam. There is also the commentary from Sridhara Swami, which he says in the beginning of his commentary in first canto, first chapter, that there are only 332 chapters in Bhagavatam. Actually, there are 335 chapters, not 332. So, so you can also use this argument to say that, oh, um, this three chapters should be then missing. Huh? So he says 332 chapters. Now, but if you count the whole chapters in Bhagavatam, it will be 335. But however, if you look at the commentary of Sridhara Swami, he has commented on these three chapters as well. So then it doesn't make any sense to say that he actually skipped these three chapters. So Acharyas give a different explanation for the words that Sridhara Swami has mentioned in first canto, that if you read that word carefully, it doesn't say there is 332. It actually says 335. It is a misinterpretation. So, because Sridhara Swami has commenting on these three chapters, he did acknowledge all the chapters in Bhagavatam existing. So, it's a very simple count. It is not that Sridhara Swami has missed it. It is just that our misinterpretation of his words. Okay, so let's continue. And the other thing is also that, the pastimes mentioned here, that killing of Agasura and the Brahma pastimes, all these things are described in other Puranas as well, in Padma Purana and other Purana as well. So these pastimes are existing. And the content mentioned in these three chapters are not contradictory to any Vaishnava Siddhanta. So there is no point in not acknowledging these three chapters. These three chapters indeed exist and accepted even by Sridhara Swami, who lived like, in the 13th century. So our acharyas, including Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, have accepted it. So we also accept it. Okay, so we'll go to the next chapter. Also, there is, yeah, this is fine. Text 2. तेनैव साकं पृथुका सहस्रश स्निग्धा सुषिग्वेत्र विषाणवेणव स्वान् स्वान् सहस्रोपरिसङ्ख्ययान्वितान् वत्सान् पुरस्कृत्य विनिर्ययुर्मुदा तेनैव साकं पृथुका सहस्रश स्निग्धा सुषिग्वेत्र विषाणवेणव स्वान् स्वान् सहस्रोपरिसङ्ख्ययान्वितान् वत्सान् पुरस्कृत्य विनिर्ययुर्मुदा. Translation. At that time, hundreds and thousands of cowherd boys came out of their respective homes in Rajabhumi and joined Krishna, keeping before them their hundreds and thousands of groups of cows. The boys were very beautiful and they were equipped with lunch bags, bugles, flutes, and sticks for controlling the cows. So, Tenaiva Sakam Prutukaha Sahasrasha. Prutuka means the boys, young, the Gopas. These Gopas were, how much they were? Sahasrashaha. And then it also says Sahasra Upari Sankhya. That is thousands and thousands, above thousand. So above thousand, what do you have? Above thousand, you have 10,000, million, 10 million. Then it can keep on going. So how many boys were present? So it was saying that, hundreds and thousands of boys came out of the Vraja Bhumi in homes and joined Krishna. Actually, in Vrindavan, there are unlimited number of boys. The hundreds and thousands, it is just an expression to say that there were unlimited number of boys. If you go to Vrindavan today, you would see that, it's just a 32, 32 diameter of miles or area of miles or whatever it is. It's a very small place. How can you fit unlimited boys there? So it says not only unlimited boys, Sahasrasaha, Snigdaha, Prutukaha, they also had Sahasra Uparisankhya Anvitan, Vatsana, cows. They even have more number of cows in front. They were, first of all, in unlimited number, and they even had more number of cows in front of them. And if they had more number of cows in front of them, how many cows will be there for all of these cows? They are not taking the cows here. They are only taking the cows. So how many cows will be there? And the cows are back in Vrindavan, in their cow shed. Now, how many cow sheds will be there? And how many calves which are actually still drinking milk in Vrindavan and they are not, being taken by these boys will be left behind. How many of them will be there? How many families will be there? And how many family members will be there? So this is Vrindavan. You have unlimited number of associates of Krishna. All of them are staying in that very small Vrindavan. How is this even possible? You cannot even fit. We are already saying that we couldn't hold 1 billion people in India. The population is too much. We need to reduce population. But here you see that billions and billions of people, unlimited number of people are existing in that small Vrindavan. So Krishna's Shakti is inconceivable, difficult to understand. So similarly, the place where Krishna is staying, that is also inconceivable. It can do wonderful things. It can do things that our logic cannot understand it. Very difficult. Even those kind of situations we see in this very world, scientists are having problems with understanding whether light is a wave or a particle. To detect whether a particular thing is a wave or a particle, you have two separate experiments. But when they perform for light, it acts in both ways. So an item should be acting like a wave. Wave means it goes like a wave. Like if you throw a stone into the water, you see the waves flow out. The particle means you just throw like a stone. It just goes and drops at one place. How can a same thing act like a wave, and at the same thing it can act like a particle, like a targeted one? But light is acting like that. You perform two experiments, and two experiments show that it is acting differently, and they are contradictory in nature. But at the same time, it still exists, even in the material world, things which we cannot understand. Then what to speak of Krishna and Krishna's world? Much more inconceivable things should exist. And Krishna himself says in Isha Upanishad that Krishna himself is being praised in Isha Upanishad that he is near, he is far. He is inside, he is outside. He walks, yet he doesn't walk. All these contradictory qualities of Krishna are mentioned just to show that Krishna can hold inconceivable things within him. We should not think that, this is just some random description they are giving, some random number they are just throwing, or they don't have a proper understanding of number. No, this is reality in the spiritual world. Our Acharya's comment on this very specific statement that this is how it is in the spiritual world. Yet there are so many unlimited number of boys are there, and only one Krishna is there in the center. Everybody sees Krishna is standing next to them, very close. It is not like you see in a big rally where the leader will be standing on the stage, and then you will be very far. Especially now the election has got over. Election rallies, you would see that the presidential candidate will be standing in the stage, and then there will be rounds and rounds of people around that person. You cannot even create a clear view of the person. It will be standing very far. What to speak of speaking to him? But in the spiritual world, it's not like that. So there is only one Krishna, and there are thousands, in unlimited number of boys. Everybody sees Krishna is standing next to him, and then they're not only standing next to him, they also interact with him. At the same time, Krishna is interacting with everyone around, but there is only one Krishna. How is that possible? This is again being manifested in the Damodara Leela, where we see that Yashoda Maya, she was trying to tie Krishna. She first took a rope, and then she was trying to tie, and then she was seeing that 2 inches it was less. And she added more ropes, and then again she tried to tie, again 2 inches less. Again she was adding more and more and more and more ropes. Krishna's size hasn't increased. It was not like, Krishna became very fat. No, he was the same small boy. And the mortar was also not increasing in size, and the rope was also not decreasing in size. At the same time, when she goes around and opposed, she was trying to tie, it was always falling 2 inch short. How is that possible? This is the inconceivable Shakti of Krishna. Okay. So here also the same thing happens. So having unlimited number of gopas with him who are very, very affectionate toward Krishna. Everybody is looking for Krishna. So in Krishna book, you would see this phrase in the beginning. Here is the phrase, everybody is looking for Krishna. So this is written by George Harrison. Everybody is looking for Krishna. Some don't realize that they are, but they are. Everybody, even those who are atheists, they are also looking for Krishna. How? Krishna is the very form of pleasure. Why do we exist in this world? We want to be happy. Why do we do so many things in this world? We want to be happy. If I earn this much money, maybe not $100,000, I want to earn $200,000. Oh, $200,000 is boring. I want to earn $500,000. Oh, that's also boring. 1 million. No, billion is actually cool. Now people are touching trillion. Also, some companies are touching $1 trillion. You try to accumulate more and more. Why? You want to feel that happiness. Or you spend your more money, you create so many varieties of food. You want to eat it and you want to feel nice about it. We are actually looking for that pleasure. But that pleasure is nothing but Krishna. This world does not have pleasure. It is only a reflection of pleasure. Just like when you go in the desert or even during the summertime, the afternoon you see in the road, you would see as if there is water in the far distance. It is an appearance of water. It's a mirage, but there is no water. When you go nearby it, you would see that there is no water. Similarly, we are looking for pleasure in this world, but that pleasure is not existing. We go near to it, then it disappears. It is like there is a tree, there is a fruit tree near the bank of a lake, and then the fruit tree's reflection is falling into the lake. And then the person who is walking nearby, he jumps into that water, thinking that actually the fruit is within the water. And then he searches for that fruit everywhere. He sees almost about to catch it. Then when he catches, he catches only water. There's no fruit in that because the fruit is somewhere else. Its reflection is here. So similarly, Krishna, the form of pleasure, is there in the spiritual world, and we are looking for him here in a different form. We are looking for him in the food. We are looking for him in drinks. We are looking for in sensual pleasure. We are looking for him in relationships. We want to be happy. We are looking for him in money. We are looking for him in car. We are looking for him in phones. But we are looking for him. Some people don't realize that they are looking for Krishna. Those others who know that Krishna is the form of pleasure are fortunate because eventually they will attain Krishna. Now, so the cowherd boys are very affectionate toward Krishna. And what are they carrying with them when they are going to the forest? Sushig. Sushig, Sik means lunch bag. So this is referring to the lunch bags, especially that which is made of ropes. You would see even in these days, if you go to a um, shop, you can buy baskets made of just ropes alone. No, they would make a beautiful basket out of rope. So similarly, shik refers to a basket made of silk ropes in which you can put the food and then you can carry. It will have a rope, nice rope. So that is what the boys used to carry, the lunch. Sushig, it's very beautiful. Su is referring here, very beautiful. The lunch box they were carrying. Vetra is for sticks, very beautiful sticks they were carrying. It's for controlling the cows. Vushana, this is bugles. As I said, not only Krishna has bugles, everybody else also have bugles. And they also has flute, Venavaha. Everybody is carrying flutes, including Balram. So not just Krishna has flute, everybody in Vrindavan has, all the Gopas are in Vrindavan are having flutes. So they were carrying all these things. Swan Swan Sahasra Upari Sankhya Anvitan Vatsan. So they put their own calves in front of them, and then they were just going into the forest happily because they know Krishna is coming with them. They were not thinking that, oh, in the morning I got disturbed by Krishna. He just blew the horn. Now I have to take the cows and go. No, they were very happy. They were looking forward to this. And then when that bugle sound came out, they were jumping out of their bed and then they're just getting ready. They got ready and then came to meet Krishna. They want to spend their time with Krishna. And the beauty of the spiritual world is every day they get to spend time with Krishna. And still they don't feel satiated. They want more and more. Every day they wake up. They think, I want to meet Krishna. I want to take his, I want to play with him. I want to enjoy his company. I want to serve him. Enjoy his company means not that, I'm taking pleasure out of Krishna. I want to serve him. By that service, I automatically get my pleasure. So happily they go with Krishna. Playing with Krishna is their service to Krishna. So service doesn't mean that you will sit and clean the temple or you will sit and do some physical manual labor. Service also means chanting. Chanting the holy names of Krishna, that is also a service. Listening to Bhagavatam is a service. Speaking about Bhagavatam is a service. And um, looking at the deities is a service. Worshipping them is a service. Playing with them, especially in when you have attained the prema stage, is as a service. It's anubhav. You are doing with um, Krishna. They were doing it happily. कृत्स्नवत् कृष्णवत्सैरसङ्ख्यातैर्यूथीकृत्य स्ववत्सकान् चारयन्तोर्बलीलाभेर्विजहृस्तत्र तत्र कृष्णवत्सैरसङ्ख्यातैर्यूथीकृत्य स्ववत्सकान् चारयन्तोर्बलीलाभेर्विजहृस्तत्र तत्र Along with the cowherd boys and their own groups of calves, Krishna came out with an unlimited number of calves assembled. Then all the boys began to sport in the forest in a greatly playful spirit. So Krishna's cows, here it's mentioned Krishna's cows. So Krishna's cows were asankhya. Asankhya means uncountable, basically. Sankhya means you can count. Asankhya means you cannot count. So many cows Krishna was having alone. Hmm? So along with Krishna's cows, the boys also put their own cows. They went to the forest and they are now assembling the calves together. So they put Krishna's cows and their own cows together in one group, Yuti Kritya. And then Charayantaha arbhalila bihi. Arbhalila bihi. So Leela means pastime. You just not like a duty where you go to office and you work. That's a duty you're forced to do. That's why they will give you money. But if they are giving you free money, I don't think most of the people wouldn't go to office. They will be doing something else. They will be especially in the Western countries, you would see that they would go for fishing, or go to the beach, enjoy, or you watch movies, whatever it is. You perform some pastime, just enjoyment time. So they were performing childhood or boyhood pastimes with Krishna. They were just going here and there. Okay. Purport. In this verse, the words Krishna Vatsai Asankyataihi are significant. The word Asankyata means unlimited. Krishna's calves were unlimited. We may speak of hundreds, thousands, tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands, millions, billions, trillions, tens of trillions, and so on. But when we go further to speak of numbers, impossible for us to count, we are speaking of unlimited numbers. Such unlimited numbers are indicated here by the word Asankyataihi. Krishna is unlimited, his potency is unlimited, his cows and calves are unlimited, and his space is unlimited. Therefore, he is described in Bhagavad Gita as Parabrahman. The word Brahman means unlimited, and Krishna is the supreme unlimited Parabrahman. Huh? So, as we were previously describing, that Krishna himself creates the whole universe. And as we know from Bhagavatam, not just one universe existing, multiple universe existing. And within one universe, you see so many galaxies out there. And then within each galaxy, there are so many stars, so many planets. Huh? And then within this Earth alone, if you take it, you would see that so much land space is there. And then there is a water space. And in the land space, you see so many humans. And then not only humans, you see insects, animals, so many things. And take a take a handful of soil from your garden, you would see millions and millions of living entities in that when you put under a microscope, even within a small handful of things. And then what to speak of the deep water, deep ocean, you have so many living entities living there everywhere. And Bhagavatam says, like that, upper seven worlds and the lower seven worlds also contain so many living entities. This is within one universe. Then you have unlimited number of universes existing. All came from Krishna. He has the potency to create this so much space. So he himself is unlimited. Therefore, we should not consider the statements of this work to be mythological. So we should not think that, oh, something I have not seen in my life. So whatever I have not seen in my life, I will just take it as myth. There's so many things we have not seen in our life. We still accept it. I have not seen the president of the United States or president of India, but I still believe that these two persons exist. Hmm? I don't think that they are myth because I don't see them. I have not seen from the space that Earth is round, uh, or I have not, gone to Atlantic Ocean, but I still accept it. Not that everything I have to see to accept it. The source has to be true from where you get the information. If the source is truthful, believable, then the information that comes from should be accepted as it is. And the Vedas are coming from the Supreme Lord Himself. We accept as it is. So, therefore, we should not consider the statements of this words to be mythological. They are factual, but inconceivable, very difficult to conceive for us. Krishna can accommodate an unlimited number of calves and an unlimited measurement of space. This is neither mythological nor false. But if we study Krishna's potency with our limited knowledge, and that potency will never be possible to understand. So it is not possible for us to understand the unlimitedness of Krishna. With our mind, we don't have a proper understanding of the word unlimited or infinite. We put a symbol to represent it, but We don't have that capacity to grasp what exactly it is that. अतः श्री कृष्ण नामादीना भवेद ग्राह्यम इंद्रियैहि भक्ति रसामृत सिंधु 1 to 109. So Krishna's, not only Krishna cannot be grasped by our senses, blunt senses, Krishna's name also cannot be grasped by our senses. Krishna's pastimes cannot be understood by our senses. Krishna's glories, qualities cannot be understood by our senses. Oh, what is this? Then how are we chanting his name? So when we are chanting Krishna's name, or when we are talking about Krishna, uh, the spiritual potency also takes part in that. We chant with devotion. We discuss Krishna's pastimes with devotion. That spiritual potency makes it possible for us to realize some sweetness of it. The higher and higher you go in bhakti, the more and more you realize of Krishna. Right now, if I chant Krishna, I don't fully realize all of his qualities. But more and more I elevate in bhakti, I realize more and more about Krishna. As soon as I say Krishna, Krishna will manifest in front of him, in front of me. I could see Krishna. So, but not by senses. Na bhavet grahyam indriyahi. By indriya, by your senses, you cannot, material senses, you cannot simply grasp it. You need to have bhakti. Our senses cannot perceive how he could keep an unlimited number of calves and cows and have unlimited space in which to do so. But this is answered in the Brihad Bhagavatamrita. एवं प्रभो प्रियाणांच धाम्नश्च समयस्य च अविचिन्त्य प्रभावत्वात् अत्र किंचिन्न दुर्घटम. Shri Sanatana Goswami in the Brihad Bhagavatamrita states that since everything about Krishna is unlimited, nothing is impossible for him. It is in this sense that we have to understand this verse. Okay, next verse. फल प्रबालस्तवक सुमन पिच्च धातु भी काच गुंजा मणि स्वर्ण भूषिताप्यभूषयन्. फल प्रबालस्तवक सुमन पिच्च धातु भी काच गुंजा मणि स्वर्ण भूषिता अप्यभूषयन्. Translation. Although all these boys were already decorated by their mothers with ornaments of kacha, gunja, pearls, and gold, when they went into the forest, they further decorated themselves with fruits, green leaves, bunches of flowers, peacock feathers, and soft minerals. Kacha refers to a glass particle. You would see this verse in um, the pastime of Dhruva Maharaj. Let's look it up. This is Srimad Bhagavatam. Kacha, yes. Okay, I'm not able to find. Fine. So, kacha means it refers to glass or crystal. So you have crystals. Gunja. Gunja is a bead. If you look at gunja, So this is gunja beads. See this here? And this comes from the forest. It is, you cannot eat this, it's poisonous, but you can make nice necklace out of it. So the boys used to bring this gunja from the forest of Vrindavan to their mothers, and the mothers used to make nice ornament out of it. Money refers to, pearls or gems. So many things are there. Swarna means gold. So the boys are decorated with all these things, crystals, gunja, um, um, the gunja seeds, money. Then you have pearls and other gems, swarna, gold. All these are decorating these boys. So the mothers have decorated all these boys in the morning, even though they are decorated by this Abhibhushayan, even though they are decorated by all these valuable things, they still decorate themselves after going to the forest. What they decorate themselves with? Phala, fruits. Yeah, nice, nice fruits they put and decorate themselves. Prabhala, leaves of the forest, pluck out different leaves. Stavaka, so basically flowers, clusters, bunches of flowers, Stavaka Sumanaha, that is bunches of flowers. So all these things, they take it and then they decorate themselves. Picha, that is the peacock feathers. Not only Krishna wears peacock feathers, again, this is the same thing. Balaram wears, all the Gopas wear this peacock feather, because these are the things that are available in the forest. Dhatu is the minerals you'll find in the forest. So they will take that, they will decorate themselves. Though they are decorated by the mothers with the valuable things, they like this because this is what the boys do. They go and pluck out the different things available in the forest, and then they decorate themselves. Like in general, the boys, how they would play. Even today, you give them valuable things, they don't value it. But small cars or small toys, they like it. So similarly, the Gopas in Vrindavan, they are also taking these things and then they decorate themselves. Not only themselves, they'll also decorate Krishna as well with this. मुष्णन्तोऽन्योन्य मुष्णन्तोऽन्योन्यशिक्यादीन् ज्ञातानारा च चिक्षिपु तत्रत्याश्च पुनर्दूरात् धसन्तश्च पुनर्ददुः मुष्णन्तोऽन्योन्यशिक्यादीन् ज्ञातानारा च चिक्षिपु तत्रत्याश्च पुनर्दूरात् dhasantascha punardaduh. So from here onwards, from verse 5 onwards, the different games that these boys play that are mentioned. The first one, what they do, they'll do mush. Okay, let's read the translation. All the cowherd boys used to steal one another's lunch bags. When a boy came to understand that his bag had been taken away, the other boys would throw it farther away to a more distant place. And those standing there would throw it still farther. When the proprietor of the bag became disappointed, the other boys would laugh. The proprietor would cry, and then the bag would be returned. So they will steal the bags first, Mushnanto from each other, all these boys, what they do. Shikya means, as we described previously, the bag which used to carry the lunches. Adin, etc. I said. So they'll steal even the sticks, flute, the horns, all these different articles these boys are having. They will steal all the things. And they will just go and hide it somewhere. Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur is saying that they'll actually take it and put it in a bush, hide it in a bush where the red ants are there. So they will just hide it there. Nyatan. So when the person who owns the lunchbox, When he comes to know, they took away my lunchbox and they have hidden it here in this bush. So he'll try to pick it up. Immediately, what they do, Aracha Chikshipu. They will take it and then they'll throw it away farther to another person who is standing there. When the person who owns the uh, lunchbox and a stick and other things, when he goes there, what do they do? Tatratyagacha punar durat. Again, further they throw far away. Huh? In this way, they will start laughing at that boy when he starts crying. They return the lunchbox, but then they will start laughing at this boy. So it may look like these boys are bullying some boys. Oh, Vrindavan looks like this. What if they steal my balls and then they make me cry? Sometimes we have this bad experience when we are young that some big boys, they used to steal things from us. And especially when we try to catch that, they will just take it and throw it away. They do it with our kids also. When there is small babies, those who are toddlers, this grown-up kids, what do? They just pluck away their things. Then they just run away. This toddler will just go around just to catch that thing from that big boy. They'll just run away here and there just to make fun of that guy. This toddler will be crying, but for others it is fun. So these kind of experiences, either to us or our children, would have created a bad samskara in our mind. Oh, this bullying is not good. And then we read this thing on the Bhagavatam, we see, oh my goodness, in the spiritual world also they bully. This is not good. And we develop a different emotion about it. No, this is what is called projecting material ideas into spiritual world. We have some experience of certain things and certain emotions in this material world. And then we project that in the spiritual world. Oh, there also it happens like that. That is an anartha. Anartha means that's a fault. It is not like that. The whole spiritual world is called Vaikunta. Vaikunta means where there is no kunta, there is no misery. Nobody is suffering there. Even though the boy, the proprietor would cry, the person who has lunchbox being stolen, he would cry. There is no real misery there. It is all just anubhava of expression of the joy within. Very difficult for us to understand. The same way when Krishna leaves the gopis and he goes to Mathura and Vrindavan. We look like from the external symptoms of the gopis, oh my goodness, they are just suffering like anything. Why do we need to go to the spiritual world? Krishna will also leave us like that. No. The separation from Krishna in the spiritual world also gives huge amount of bliss. Still, these anubhavas happen. Still, they desire to associate with Krishna. That desire is definitely there. But then they don't suffer like we suffer here. They are always in blissful mood, blissful consciousness. Their consciousness doesn't suffer. It is difficult for us to understand from living in this world where we are going through both suffering and happiness. Suffering and happiness. We go through both. But in the spiritual world, it is always happiness. And it's increasing, 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 and increasing. Even when Krishna has left the gopis, their happiness is increasing. How is that possible? So when they feel the separation from Krishna, Krishna appears within their heart. And then they are having pastimes with Krishna there. Real. In this world, when we dream, it is not real. It's just a dream. When we wake up from the dream, it just goes away. Spiritual world is not like that. When you think, that is also truth. Because your mind is not material mind, your mind is spiritual mind. Satya Sankalpa, everything happens there. So all happiness exists in this spiritual world. There is no misery. So we should not think, oh, there's a boy bullying there, somebody will bully me, so I shouldn't go to spiritual world. Not like that. You will feel happy even if your lunchbox gets stolen. It's a great happiness. It's existing there. Let's read the purport. This kind of playing and stealing among boys still exists even in the material world because this kind of sporting pleasure is present in the spiritual world. From this, from which this idea of enjoyment emanates. Janmadhyasetaha Vedanta Sutra 112. This same enjoyment is displayed by Krishna and his associates in the spiritual world, but there the enjoyment is eternal, whereas here on the material platform it is temporary. There the enjoyment is Brahman, whereas here the enjoyment is Jada. The Krishna consciousness movement is meant to train one how to transfer oneself from the Jada to the Brahman, because human life is meant for this purpose. Atato Brahma Jigyasa, Vedanta Sutra 111. Krishna comes down to teach us how we can enjoy with him on the spiritual platform in the spiritual world. Not only does he come, but he personally displays his pastimes in Vrindavana and attracts people to spiritual enjoyment. So, this is not only that we should have a proper understanding of the pastime, we should develop a desire to associate with Krishna and have leelas like this with Krishna. That is what Vedanta Sutra is saying. Prabhupada here quotes, Atato Brahma Jigyasa. Therefore, search after that Brahman, search after that Krishna, search after becoming a servant of Krishna. Servant doesn't mean that only those who do menial services to Krishna are servants. Those who play with Krishna, the cowherd boys, they are also serving Krishna by their play. So they are also servant. So search for that. Search for to establish that relationship with Brahman. And from that Brahman, everything comes. Janmadhyasya. So whatever we see in this world are a reflection of the spiritual world. Reflection, perverted reflection. So because it is perverted reflection, we do not have a proper understanding of how the spiritual world is. How is that a world that is full of bliss? I cannot understand. That is why Krishna comes down to this material world to show his Leela. Otherwise, we wouldn't even know who God is. How can we come to conclusion who God is if God does not show himself? The president doesn't come out of the home. He stays only inside his office. Nobody would see the president. The president has to come out. Then people can see. So similarly, Krishna can come from the spiritual world to this world and display his pastimes. Then we will know, oh, very sweet. And somebody has to record it for the future people. We are existing after 5,000 years from Krishna. We don't have any clue how Krishna performed his pastimes. But for us, who did not live with Krishna, for us, this Bhagavatam is there, explaining the same thing that happened at that time, how they played around with Krishna. That is recorded here. And by reading all these things, we can develop a desire, we can develop a love, we can develop affection for Krishna and his associates and pastimes that are performed in the spiritual world. And Krishna comes for this very purpose to attract the souls who are suffering, who are rotting in this material world, and take them to the spiritual world for the enjoyment that Prabhupada calls it. It is the birthright of all the souls. And you have a right to become a servant of Krishna. Okay. Next one. Yadi duram gatah Krishno vana shobhekshanaayatam aham purvam iti samsprishya remire. Yadi duram gatah Krishno vana shobhekshanaayatam aham purvam iti samsprishya remire. Translation. Sometimes Krishna would go to a somewhat distant place to see the beauty of the forest. Then all the other boys would run to accompany him, each one saying, I shall be the first one to run. I shall be the first to run and touch Krishna. I shall touch Krishna first. In this way, they enjoyed life by repeatedly touching Krishna. So, here, if Krishna, sometimes, when he plays with the cowherd boys, sometimes Krishna also gets a desire to roam around in the forest, and they are inside the forest to see the beauty of Vrindavan. So, Vrindavan also serves Krishna. So he reciprocates that by looking at the beauty that Vrindavan is manifesting. So he goes around in the forest and looks at the beauty of Vrindavan. Krishna vana shobha ikshanaya duram gataha yadi. So when Krishna goes far and far like that, the boys will also go along with him. Aham purvam, aham purvam. I will touch Krishna first. I will touch Krishna first. And then they will run after Krishna. Krishna is going deeper into the forest. These boys will also run behind him. You know, this Krishna who is being searched after by all the yogis. The yogis try to get a glimpse or a small particle of light that emanates from the toenail of Krishna. That is what they are going to attain. They are going to attain this Brahman effulgence. That Brahman effulgence comes from the lotus feet of Krishna, the toenail of Krishna. Small light compared to Krishna. Of course, it's a big light, a big thing for people who are suffering in this material world. The yogis try to attain Krishna's Brahman effulgence, not even the actual Krishna form, the effulgence of Krishna. It's just very small particle of that effulgence. They try to attain. For that, they do Ashtanga yoga practices and which have yama, niyama, so many stages. They try to control their mind. They do that concentration, not just for 1 year, 2 year, not just for this entire life. They'll be doing after life after life to attain that Brahman effulgence. That Krishna, these boys are going and touching. I will touch him first. I will touch him first. Very easily. How is that possible? So later it will be said that they have done lot of bhakti to attain Krishna like that. They have a lot of bhakti to attain Krishna like that. They are very, very fortunate. Because of bhakti, Krishna is controlled and he presents himself, who is actually very difficult to attain. What to speak of being with him, and then what to speak of touching and playing around with him. And these boys are getting that opportunity to play with Krishna, not just to look at the effulgence of the Krishna, not just look at the body of the Krishna. You can go and touch him and you can play with him. That is the fortunate position of the Gopas in the spiritual world. Okay, so we will actually stop here. After this, the again further activities that the boys are playing are mentioned here, because it's already becoming 8:30. We'll stop here. Thank you for those who are watching online. Hare Krishna. Vancha kalpatarubyascha kripa sindhubhyeva cha patitanam bhavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Nanda Kori Vaishnav ki jai. Granth Raj Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai. Hare Krishna.